Hello friends, today we're gonna talk about why is it so hard to go from one position to another position. Let's say you are sitting for too long and you want to stand up and then you feel like you're stuck, or it's very hard to go from sitting to standing. Or in the other hand, you spend your whole day standing because you work standing, and then you want to go do your exercises or do something else, and again you feel stuck. My name is Weber-Salas, and stay until the end because I will be sharing some quick exercises you can do to get your muscles going. I'm gonna ask you a silly question. When do we sit? If you live in a city, well, you're gonna probably spend 8 to 9 hours of your day sitting because you're gonna do it at work or at school. You're gonna do it while driving, in public transportation, or even during screen time. I bet right now you are in front of this screen and you are melted on your seat. So let's see what you can do to reverse this situation. So for you, is it hard to go from long sitting periods to standing up? If the answer is yes, then I have to ask another question. How do you become the best at something? The answer will be training. So if you train to be sitting or standing for a long period of time, you will become the best at that. Let's take, for example, sitting. It will become so much easier to be sitting, and it will be harder to stand up and walk normally. And of course, a variety of illnesses will start to show up. But before we go to the exercises, let's talk about what sitting for too long does to your body. And the first thing will be your muscle activity will be so low, and this applies actually to any position that you maintain in time. This will decrease your attention and your complex cognitive functions. Evidence have shown how physical activity will help your body, especially exercise, because it will increase two things. One, the heart rate, which means you will have a healthier heart, which has all the energy to pump up all the blood, and of course that blood will be full with oxygen that comes from a healthy respiratory system. All of these will influence your cerebral blood flow, so of course it's gonna improve your brain activity. So here is one exercise you can do to help your hip mobility. That is generally the reason why you feel stuck when you want to go from one position to another. So you want to start by using a chair or some object that is a little lower. In this case, I'm gonna use first this as a step. And then the idea, you can put your hands on your hips. The idea will be to raise your leg without curving your back. So you want to have a straight back and raise your leg. Once again, the ideal is not to do this. Once this is too easy for you, you can go higher. Remember to keep your back straight and do it both sides. And if you're feeling lucky, you can try to go a little higher, always keeping a straight back. The next exercise, you're gonna need a chair as well, and you're gonna place both feet on the floor. You want to keep your knees a little wider than your shoulder, and you want to keep a straight back. You don't have to be too curved, nor for flexion, neither extension. And you're gonna work your hip flexion. As you can see, I'm not doing this I'm keeping straight back and going down. In the next exercise, you want to be seated right on the edge of the chair, and we're gonna work the hip rotators. So we're gonna start with the right leg, and you're gonna go out with your foot. You're gonna feel it right in the internal part of your hip, and then you're gonna place the other leg forward, and you're gonna go in, and I'm feeling it, you're gonna feel it in the external part, and then you're going to go back, and then you can do it with the other leg. You go out, you feel it in the internal part, and then you go in, and you feel it in the external part. I'm gonna show it from a higher view. So this is the same exercise in a different view. You're gonna go out, and you feel it in the internal part of your hip, and then you go in, and you're gonna feel it in the external part of your hip. So stop being part of that sedentary people that spend most of its day just sitting around and doing nothing. Get active, practice these exercises, and let me know in the comments below if you did it, how did you feel, if it helped, and remember, if you remembered about someone that can use this information, please share it. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.